Prime Minister has set up two committees, two new committees to, one, look at the strategy for reconstruction and future development. The other one is on water resources management.
Yes.
So one is to handle how water is going to be managed. The other is going to be about, I don't know, they didn't use the word new Thailand, but it's rebuilding the country.
Yes, it's the two committees are about the future. Mm-hmm. And my first reaction was, is it the time to think about the long-term future? Mm-hmm. Because we still have the issue of homeless people to deal with. We still have the issue of diseases and the Bangkok situation to cope with, and also some scandal involving relief supplies. So many issues, immediate issues to deal with. So I'm a little bit surprised.
Well, I call it political strategy. That means that if people can be persuaded to think about the future, they might not be too worried about the present.
Right. But the water is not going anywhere. We still have 30, maybe 45 days to think about these two committees. But anyway, the key point is I think is the Kun Virapong.
Yes, the big news is that Kun Virapong Ramangkun, former Deputy Prime Minister, former Finance Minister, is heading one of the committees in a very big way. And interestingly enough, he is the chairman of the Strategy Committee for Reconstruction and Future Development, SCRF. A bit difficult abbreviation, but that's the way it is. In Thai, it's Ko Yo O. The other one is Ko Yo No, Strategy Committee for Water Resources Management. The other one is headed officially by the Prime Minister.
Yes, and apparently she had assigned Kun Kitirat Narong to be in this committee on her behalf.
So soon? I mean, she hasn't even had the first meeting and she's already delegating.
That's what people are saying, that Kun Kitirat will take care of this committee on her behalf. And Kun Kitirat also will be going to APEC meeting.
Oh yes, that's the big story, that the Prime Minister has decided to skip the APEC summit meeting in Hawaii, Honolulu. I think it's the 12th to 14th November.
Yes.
Which is a pity, because it would be a good international forum for Kun Yingluck to tell the world what is happening in Thailand. But then, if she goes, she'll be criticized for leaving the country while the people are still suffering. If she does not go, then she could also be criticized for being afraid to face the world.
Yes, until yesterday she was still talking about rebuilding confidence, and she was seeing this APEC meeting as an opportunity for her to restore confidence in Thailand. So it's quite a big surprise that she isn't going.
If you ask me, I would have preferred that she go, because I think that is a very important international forum. People are asking about what's happening to Thailand, how would Thailand solve the flood problems. And now Kun Kitirat is representing Thailand. Well, he can also answer questions, but if the Prime Minister is not there, people will say, so it must be quite serious, huh, Thailand?
Right. So back to Kun Kitirat, we're seeing the rise of the guy here. Not only is he going to APEC meeting, his name is in the two committees set up by Kun Yingluck. And he has become, I think, the fourth waterman of Kun Yingluck after Kun Yongyut, the Interior Minister, and then we have Kun Plot Pasop, and then we have Kun Pracha. Now Kun Kitirat will be very high on this committee handling water management.
Yes,
committee.
The water management is a gathering of all the water people.
Yes.
And you know, there are some people who are known not to really agree with one another, but they're there.
That is a good thing that we're putting people, so at least they have a forum to.
Yes, but it's important that the chairman, whoever is, either it's the Prime Minister or the Deputy Prime Minister, must be able to run the meetings very efficiently. Otherwise, they would waste a lot of time arguing, fighting.
It's a tough call for Kun Kitirat, obviously.
It is.
Yes.
And I'm happy to see at least two water experts, private people, Dr. Seri Supurathit and Dr. Anon Sanitwong Ayuthaya. Both of them are, qualified, good people.
But they always say different things on TV.
Well, let them say different things in the meeting rooms and come up with a solution.
Exactly, yes.
You see, so I think that's a good move.
Right.
And Kun Virapong's committee is also full of stars.
Yes, and speculation already. People thinking about whether this is a sort of setting him up for a future cabinet position or not. We still have.
Wow, you know, some people have already said a few hours after the announcement was made that, hey, why don't make these people the cabinet members? Why this would make a perfect cabinet instead of just a committee.
One thing we can tell you is that it's Kun Thaksin who has successfully convinced Kun Virapong to be in this committee.
Yes, well, he was tipped to be finance minister in the first cabinet, but
Exactly,
then it did not happen.
There's some disagreement over how much power he would have.
Yes, but interesting element here is that Kun Virapong is a chairman, but the deputy chairman, the two of them are deputy prime ministers.
Exactly, and then we had the finance minister here.
Yes.
So all of them are big
Yongyut, which I did, Kittiratna Ranong, deputy prime ministers under Kun Virapong.
Yes.
And then the finance minister is under the chairman as well.
Right.
So, I don't know. And it's interesting, they put only the title finance minister, but not the name of the finance minister. Why the other, such as Kun Yongyut and Kun Kittirat, the names are there. I don't know
You
why.
have really good eyes. I've just seen this myself.
No, by position, ex officio, or, you know.
Two ways to look at it. On one hand, it's a very brave move to have an outsider to oversee this committee.
Yes.
And on the other hand, people will ask, you have a lot of big guns in this from the government to sit in this committee. Why don't you just make one of them to be the chairman? So there are two ways to look at it.
Yeah, and then the names of people on the committee are quite impressive. Kun Pansak Winyarat, always known as the close advisor to Kun Thaksin. Then you have Prasert Bunsampan, just retired president of PTT, who was also speculated at one point to be energy minister.
Yes.
He didn't make it. Kun Wisanu Krungam, the former deputy prime minister, legal expert. Kun Suput Saichua, the famous merchant banking expert.
To make a good cabinet.
And also, by position, ex officio, the president of the Thai Industry Federation, Thai Commerce, Chamber of Commerce, Thai Bankers Association are also there. So they have everyone there.
Yes.
And hopefully they will work together and come up with good plans, effective, realistic plans for us all. But of course, tomorrow morning when you wake up and you read all the stories, your first question is, what about the water now? What about the flood water? Is it going down? When is it going down? When is my house going to be flooded? When is my house going to be dry? These are questions that inevitably the Prime Minister will have to answer. So, what do you think? How dry is this area of Bangkok where we're sitting? For how long? How much longer?
This is the first thing that came to my mind when I saw the news about this setting up of the committee. The committee that do not answer these questions.
Well, I would call these are two strategic committees, but the announcement itself is a political strategy of diverting attention for the time being. Don't think about the flood, think about the future. If we have the future, the flood may not be that bad after all.